What is going on, viewers of YouTube? Sunspot here, guys. My review of the N.E.C.A Ridley Scott alien Ripley with compression suit. As per usual, I do want to highlight the packaging. It does say alien at the top with that nice space background. It does have some eggs at the bottom there that are hatching. This is where you would see the figure with all its accessories. It does say 35th anniversary. Alien with this nice artwork of a hatching egg. It does say Ripley compression suit, and not to choke on Jonesy the cat. Inside the box has a stance of the figure herself, and it's really cool. I do like the lighting on this. It's just very Ridley Scott-esque, and same with the other side, only she does have her helmet on, just this yellow glare and everything. It's just really cool. And the back of the box does have the other figures in the wave, which I will be reviewing soon. Does have Jonesy the cat and the big chap alien facing off against her, and here's the biography of the character. If you like to pause and read that now, you can. As for the figure herself, this is really cool. I have always wanted a Ripley in a spacesuit, and I just said in my last Ripley review that I've always wanted a Sigourney Weaver lookalike, and I know that head sculpt wasn't perfect, but I must say, people, that this one is definitely superior to that one. Let's take a closer look. Taking a look at the head sculpt, it is very impressive, very Sigourney Weaver-esque, which I do appreciate, and I just want to say this now, this is a different sculpt than the one in the jumpsuit version. It does have some better paint applications, as well as a new sculpt for the hair, which I do appreciate. So you could tell that there's a lot more paint applications in the eyes this time. It's not beady, and I'll compare the other Ripley to this one in a second, but you could tell that this one is just better. The skin textures, the eyebrows are sculpted on better, the irises are painted better with multiple colors and everything, and it's just it's very realistic compared to the other one, which looks a little bit cartoony to me, and maybe that's just my figure, I'm not sure. I've heard some other complaints, but just looking at this, it's really impressive. I do love the shade of this very light red that they use on the lips, maybe even a shade of pink at that. The hair is sculpted beautifully. I don't have the space helmet on right now, so these do get in the way. You can tell this hair is sculpted really beautifully. I do love how they sculpted it as to it rests on the spacesuit rather than kind of flows back, which is always appreciative. They do take that realistic take. Her ears are actually sculpted, but her hair does block it, so just if you're wondering, they're sculpted on, which is cool. Her neck is actually connected to her head, so the neck is the joint that moves the head, which is always cool. It's just more realistic, unlike the other one, the jumpsuit Ripley. And just the hair is just beautiful. I love all these different strands and the glossy appearance. And taking a look at the spacesuit itself, I've seen this before. We did get, I forget which one it is, was it Kane? I completely forgot. It wasn't Dallas, because we just got that in the same wave, I believe. But we have seen this spacesuit before, only it's a completely different color. It's a shade of this really kind of whitish brownish color on certain parts, with a pitch white color for the majority of the suit, which is cool. This is how she wore it in the movie, and each member of the 1979 Alien team had a different color suit. Some were pink, some were yellow. This one is white, and the detail on it is superb. I'm just saying, it does have some rubber pieces, which is always appreciative. It's really only here, and I guess the leg guards / knee guards are rubber too, which is always cool, makes it a bit more realistic. You could tell that they sculpted on all these little strings and everything, all the pockets and zippers. It's just so freaking cool. I do love the hands too, very puffy. They do have some little paint applications on the tips of the finger, which is really cool. I'm not exactly sure what those are, but it definitely is movie accurate and looks really cool at that. And the backpack is so cool. They do have some silver bits sculpted on there with these little red knobs and everything. It's just a beautiful sculpt, and you know, don't worry about these plopping off, not like those Predators that N.E.C.A makes. They're on pretty sturdy, and they're not plopping off anytime too soon. And she does have a logo on her left butt cheek. You can even tell that the joints are painted as the same color as the suit, so it does hide it perfectly. And at the arms, you know, the elbow does block that joint in general, so you won't even have to worry about that. And just moving down on the figure, absolutely beautiful. The shoes are really cool. They even sculpted it on the bottom of the feet. Really cool. Do love the little straps and everything. It's just a neat sculpt. As far as articulation, her head can move up all the way, down that much. The hair does restrict it. Can go left and right, as well as rotate fully, which I do appreciate. Now, the shoulders are connected to her neck area, so you wouldn't really have to worry about them blocking the arm too much. They can move up that much, back that much, can go out a lot, and for some reason this kind of plops out this crease and everything, so you do want to be careful. It is actually the bicep joint. She does have an not even close to a 90-degree angle, but they are making it realistic to the suit, and it does have the separate elbow rotation, and her hands can also rotate, go up and down, side to side. However, her abdomen can go up, back, side to side, and can actually fully rotate, which is really cool. And she even has a separate joint right here. It's really hard to see, but it is right here. But yeah, and moving down the legs can go up that much, back, can do the splits, which is not very accurate or realistic, but she can do that. She does have a rotation at the knee, and basically a 90-degree rotation there, and her feet can go up and down, as well as an ankle pivot. As for size, she is the taller one of the two Ripleys that we've gotten so far in Series 3 of the Alien Wave, which does make sense. She is in this really bulky spacesuit, so she should be taller than herself in a regular jumpsuit, and you can tell both are obviously taller than your standard Marvel Legends figure. Really quickly, I do want to point something out that you could just tell that the spacesuit version of Ripley is just a better sculpt than the jumpsuit one. And again, this is just personal preference, but it also just deals with the fact that the tone of the skin is just more vibrant, and the eyes are not as beady as this one. But again, that's just me, and I do prefer the hair on the jumpsuit one. It's just more, it gives that classic look. And here she is next to my alpaca. As for accessories, you can tell she does come with a gun. It's more of a grappling hook kind of gun. I don't know the exact name for it, but I know that she used it in the movie at the end. You can tell there's some brand new paint. You can tell there's some great paint schemes on this. I do love the red and the silver wash around the black and everything. It's just a beautiful sculpt, and you can tell they put a lot of attention at the back there, all these different silver bits and everything, and the grip, how it's indented, not just painted. Just they put a lot of work into this. And it would not be a gun / grappling hook if it did not come with these little grapples. There's actually two versions. One is closed. That means she's, about to shoot, and then one is open as she's shooting. And what you do is you just plop them in here. You do want to be careful not to snap these off. You can tell it fits in nicely, and if you want, you could put the other one in there as well. And again, be very, very careful. These guys are super fragile, and you could tell it just looks absolutely beautiful like that. She also does come, of course, with a space suit helmet, which is necessary. It does come in two pieces. It is tricky to put this on her. What the crap, that is not supposed to happen. So we're just going to ignore that for the time being. You can tell it does split in half because you do have to put it on in two pieces. What you do have to put it on sideways and just kind of manipulate it on. It's just kind of tricky to do, and you don't want to scratch your nose or anything. It's just super difficult to do. Well, I could not figure out how to do it, so screw this figure. And her most important accessory, Jonesy, the evil version cat. And when I mean evil version, she's, she's screaming, meow. It's kind of creepy to have. They actually put a lot of detail in this. You can see the teeth are individually sculpted and painted white. The green creepy eyes, she does have some articulation as well, can go up and down. You can rotate fully, side to side, however you want. Her tail's actually articulated as well, so you can put it down if you want. That looks awkward, though. That's not supposed to happen. Don't break your tail. And her belly is white, which I found was really cute. So overall, this figure is really neat. I do prefer the head sculpt over the jumpsuit version, but that's just me. Don't let that affect your purchase. I highly recommend that you get both versions just because, you need your Ripley, and especially if you're an Alien collector and trying to build up your 1979 Ridley Scott Alien team, then I highly recommend you pick this one up. It is a must-have for Alien collectors. And with that said, people, if you did enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, comment, do whatever your viewers do on a daily basis, and I will see you guys in my next video.